Yeah.
Real people get the day off, don't they? People who do real jobs.
Nothing live then, please, folks. We'll do anything for today, and then we'll do some for 10:30 onwards. We'll start with Rob, please.
Good to see you, Craig.
Hi.
Matt, I want to ask you first about the UEFA charge for Tom Joel. What do you make of that? Were you disappointed?
I'm surprised, first of all, in terms of, I don't know whether you saw my reaction on the bench. Wasn't quite sure what it was for. Still not quite sure what it was for. I think it's important I just let the club internally deal with that. It's a real quick turnaround in terms of games for me to try and get the players ready and perform for it. So really, I just want to let the club deal with that. But as you say, I was quite surprised if you saw my reaction on the bench. Wasn't quite sure what it was for.
You gave a very measured response after the game to the penalty, but you've had a bit of time now, and looking back, you'll be really angry if that's the goal that knocks Leicester out of the Champions League, won't you?
Angry, I suppose, yes. Disappointed more than anything in terms of on the night. Still disappointed because, as I say, we put in a real diligent performance in terms of we had to be tactically really aware as players, as a team. But no, we're looking forward to the return leg in terms of getting them here. We know that referees have a real difficult job to do, as you say, but it's the major decisions that you want them to get correct.
There was some trouble involving Leicester's fans, some inappropriate chanting, I think, as well, that's been on social media. Is that disappointing from your point of view to see that? What do you make of it?
Yeah, but I think there's always two sides, and I don't know all the facts. I think the club are going to obviously be part of the UEFA investigation. They'll help with that. They'll help with the local police. But of course, the unsavoury incidents, no one wants to know. We always want to go to football matches, whether it be us or anybody else, in a safe environment.
Both of your last games have been away against really strong opposition, but it is 2 defeats in 4 days for you, which is probably pretty tough to take, I should imagine. But with that in mind, is it a different job for you now? Is this a different test for you as a manager to lift the players from that?
No, I don't think so. I think in terms of winning and the good run, you try and keep level-headed and keep your feet on the ground, and you not get too high. But my experience in football is not get too low for the right reasons. And as I say, I've seen enough in the last 2 games to make sure that we're encouraged going into Crystal Palace.
How's Wes Morgan?
He trained yesterday, not all with the squad, but again, I've said before on record that I think it'll still be 50-50.
What, for this game against Palace?
No, for Real Madrid, for Atletico Madrid.
Does that mean he's not going to feature at all against Palace?
He won't feature against Palace.
With that in mind, will you put the strongest possible team you've got out against Palace, or have you got half an eye on saving them for a massive game 3 days later?
No, I haven't seen the players yet this morning because of coming here, but I need to assess them all. We only had a training session yesterday, light training session for the players that played against Madrid, a full training session for the players that didn't. So I need to really see what the injury situation is like before I really comment on the team.
What are you thinking, though, in terms of you?
I'm thinking we need to be competitive against a real competitive Palace team. I'm thinking that we still need the points, as I always do. And I'm thinking that it'll be a really, really tough challenge.
So you don't know how Wilfred Ndidi is yet either. You've got to assess him.
Yeah, we'll all train this morning together as a group. But as I say, I need to see them first to see what the mood is.
Obviously, Robert Huth's going to be suspended for the second leg. Might you be tempted to try a different centre-back pairing against Palace in preparation for that?
If I think it's the right thing to do, yes. Still got thoughts going in my head in terms of, as you say, what I'm going to do if Wes doesn't make it. But these are all thoughts that we need to really concentrate on Palace first and trying to get the 3 points against them.
It's difficult though for you, isn't it? I mean, this is a real challenge for you and for the medical staff and everybody as well. 3 games in 7 days, injuries, suspensions, juggling. That's a real test for you in your early stages as a manager. Yeah,
but it's something we all know in football happens. We've had this fixtures up. We know the congestion. We've planned for it. It's not new to us. And it's something we've got to deal with. Other teams have to deal with it at certain times as well, but it's just our turn to deal with it now.
What do you make of Palace resurgent under Big Sam?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. As you say, having worked with Sam in a very short space of time, and his record there is there for everyone to see. Never been relegated from the Premier League. Having seen him work at close quarters, seeing how diligent he is about the opposition, it doesn't surprise me.
Disappointing for you, isn't it, that Sam lost his job in the way he did, because it was an opportunity for you. It was the start of something for you as well, and something that, in fairness, the FA wanted to keep you on, I think, by all accounts, but you said it's not quite right for me. But it must have been a shame for you when that came to an end.
Yes, in a way, but again, I think it's been quoted many, many times, that's football, and that's what it was. I'll always be grateful for the chance. And as you say, the 10 days that I had there in and around St George's in the game, it will live with me forever. I got the chance to work with people like Wayne Rooney, who comes under a lot of stick, but I saw at close quarters what a great professional he is, what a leader he is, and what a good player he is. And those sort of experiences I never have known before.
When you see somebody like Sam Allardyce, who's had so long in the game in football, worked his way to the top, and then to lose the biggest job in English football in those circumstances, were you disappointed that happened? I
think you can always be disappointed, but again, it's something we have to deal with. I think Sam has came out. I think when I saw him work during those weeks, the enthusiasm that came across, obviously you're always disappointed when people get the job of their dreams and then it's taken away from them.
Will he keep him up?
Well, again, I think so. I think their record at the moment, yes, I saw the game yesterday, watched it on the plane back actually against Arsenal, and as I say, they're in good form and I fully expect them to stay up.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Linda, please.
Just one question, where do you think, Palace have got a lot of threats, but where particularly do you think they'll come from on
I think offensively, with the three forwards in Benteke, Zaha and Townsend, I think they're a major threat. I think the individual ability of the wingers will have to keep quiet, so the full-backs or the wing-backs of ours will have to make sure we keep them quiet. And again, the aerial threat of Benteke.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, thank you. Hi, Craig. You okay?
Hi, Jason.
Tell us more about Wes Morgan's role in and around the squad on Tuesday, Wednesday for the training, because I think he was out there, wasn't he? And obviously on the match day, you said he's had a positive influence so far when he's been in and around the squad.
Well, he's captain of the football club, and sometimes as a captain you lead by example. You don't have to be loud, you don't have to be brash, but again, I think sometimes the quiet word in an individual's ear, he's there to make sure when he's not playing, he implements that, and he does it really well.
We've seen that Daniel Amartey's played at centre-half for his country, the African Cup of Nations. I think he was in the team of the tournament. We've not seen him really play there for Leicester City. I know we've asked this to Claudio in the past and now yourself. Is there a little bit of reluctance to play in there? Because we've seen him at centre-half, central midfield, but not there for his club yet.
Not really, not on my part. I think if I think it's the right thing to do and I think it's for the benefit of the team, then I think all players are adaptable. Of course, they have their preferred position, but we also know that there's players within our squad who can utilise different positions, and I think Daniel can.
And sorry, just back to Wes Morgan. You say he's 50-50 ahead of the game against Madrid on Tuesday. Is it going to be tough for him to potentially go straight into a game of that magnitude if he is fit enough to play?
Well, again, we'll only put him in if he's ready. And as again, I think the conversation will be with Wes, will be with our medical department, and we'll give him every opportunity from now till then. But if he's not ready, we won't take a gamble.
How tough is it to refocus back to the Premier League? I mean, it's all that we've been talking about, the Champions League this week and Crystal Palace this weekend, and then you've got Madrid obviously next Tuesday. Is it tough to get back on focus with something like that?
No, it's not. I think we've done it in the past. We have to do it again. I think the players know the importance of the next game. As I say, we know we expect from Crystal Palace, but it's not really that difficult to refocus, no.
And what did you learn from the changes that you'd made against Everton last week ahead of that Madrid game?
Again, if I think it's the right thing to do in terms of utilising the squad, I'll do it. As you say, it's a big turnaround in games, and sometimes they're enforced. Players might be playing with little niggles, so you have to make sure that you protect them. Sometimes it's tactical.
Just on Crystal Palace, I know we've been talking about their upsurge in form recently, some good wins against Chelsea, Arsenal on Monday night, but I think before that they lost 4-0 at home to Sunderland. I mean, having watched some of their games recently, what do you put that form down to, that turnaround in form? Because it's similar to yourselves, really. Again,
I think Sunderland at home was a while ago now. I think Chelsea and Arsenal were nearer the time. As I say, we're expecting a real difficult game. Everybody down there still need the points. None of us can say that we're safe. The points are vitally important. I think in terms of confidence, as you say, it's a big thing, and I've mentioned that word before. And you could see from Monday night the confidence that the Crystal Palace will take from that game.
How many more points do you need? One more win?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the exact target or the exact how many points we'll need. All I know is that we have to make sure that we try and get them against Crystal Palace first and foremost, and then we move on to the next game.
Have you set any type of target between now and the end of the season?
No, I haven't. And I think sometimes you can set that. You have to be realistic in your targets. But I prefer at this moment in time to take each game as it comes and refocus on each one as it comes by.
And just finally from me, Jeffrey Schlupp could come against him at the weekend, of course. Had plenty of time here at Leicester City. Was he somebody that you were reluctant to let go? I know it was maybe Claudio's decision in the end, but did you want to keep him here at Leicester City?
Regarding that, I don't think it matters now what I wanted to do. The club made a decision. He was a player I had a lot of time for. He was homegrown, came up through the academy, well liked within the group. But as you say, Jeff has moved on, and it's good to see him playing regular football, which he's wanted.
How can he fully develop and reach his potential? Is it simply about that consistency of performance for somebody like him?
Probably. I think it's Crystal Palace's issue now and their problem. As you say, I think he wanted to play regular, and hopefully he'll get that chance at Palace.
Good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else for today before going to tomorrow? Yeah,